Welcome back, Paladins fans, to this glorious bracket over our faces. We're here for the finals. My name's Pretty Hair. This is Crap.
I like how the bracket matched our heights, too.
Kind of.
That was good.
I was just like peeking over it.
Yeah.
Solid.
That was good. You ready?
D69, I am ready. We've
No, you're
seen
not.
this matchup a bajillion and a half times. D69 versus
I'm still excited for this.
Sek.
See it today. It feels like it's a whole new matchup, man. We got
It
Ceres.
is, because it's after the Masters land.
We
These
got
teams
Bright
have had
March.
the full reset, right? It's going to be Frog Isle up first, but these two teams have had a long break away from each other, and now we'll see who's coming out on top in the picks and bans.
D69 is looking stronger today.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd have to agree with that. But I would say
got
WASD I would say is probably a tougher opponent than Wolves.
Sure.
Wolves are very hot
and it
cold.
should be. First seed versus fourth seed, second seed versus third seed.
Right.
You expect it to be a bit closer. Bless up. Makoa first pick.
Snek going with the Ruckus, though. They know that D69 probably have been prioritizing this a lot in scrims, so Snek want to get this taken away
So
early.
is this their first weekend as Snek Esports or whatever it is?
No, they've been playing under the name kind of.
But
they're
for
lucky.
us,
They're
like
yeah,
here.
Correct. Yeah, it is their first week.
And
They're
they
lucky
haven't
Coop's
played
not here.
Maldamba yet.
I don't think they have. Been playing just Ying and Ceres, dude. It's a shame. Bunch of fake Sneks.
Yeah. Well, we've already had an Abyss in Paladins, so I don't know what they would be, but they definitely are the official Ceres team. Oh, there it is. All right, we good.
They had to.
We good.
They heard us.
They heard me.
Never mind. We're
they
cool.
were listening.
We cool.
We're cool.
So Buck and Drox is a lot
Two
of
flanks.
mobility coming out early for
Not much
District 69.
range, but it's kind of a small map.
And strange, so Snek look like they're transitioning into the double frontliner now, seeing all that mobility, all those flankers coming out. Just wanted to move the fight to the point, move their composition, barrack it down.
And honestly, Makoa standing on a point next to a Ruckus, he loses that fight.
Yeah, he doesn't
right?
last much longer.
Standing on a point next to a Fernando, he doesn't win that fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't lose it, but they'll be there for a while.
They'll left click each other for a minute.
Yep.
So it's going to be the
though.
Lex. It's good that they left their final pick open there because they needed something to counter out that Drogos. This would have been a really, really tough game for Snek. And likewise, this Lex is the priority pick, because if they take this down, then bugzy is free to just slaughter everybody with this Drogos. This is probably the most famous player champion combination. Bugzy on his Drogos. We'll be running Fire Spit today, eLvenpath and PERDO. Yet to select their legendaries, but it will be Bounce House for Shipa's Buck. Pluck coming out actually for eLvenpath's Makoa and Darkstalker for PERDO's and Drox. Finally, it's going to be Focusing Lens for Kara's Ying.
Bird looks like he's going to be going with Ripened Gourd, as we have seen all day. Death Hastens on SunCommander. Accelerant on Bomb King. Thiel playing Aegis for the Shield. And bonkar with Flux Generator. Man, I think they're planning to stand on the point.
They're going to stand on the point. They're going to left click some heads today. That's the name of the game.
It's a solid strategy.
Hopefully,
sometimes you just wake
top.
up in the morning, you're like, I want to stand on a point and left click some heads.
This is going to be very, very interesting, though. This Lex needs to be extremely careful because he is the key to shutting down the Drogos on 50 Shades of Snek. Laizy could do it on the Bomb King, but it's going to be much tougher for him. If left uncontested, we've seen what this Dragon can do to a team.
Ruckus can help, but not on the point just yet is Snek. They've got Ruckus there, but Fernando's being zoned. Drogo's, he's being respectful, he's being careful. Lex is low. Lex is gonna fall to gerrah of all people. Now Ruckus getting knocked back. In trouble is PERDO, but he's able to back off, get some healing. Bonkar low as well, and while Snek has gotten some kills, it still feels like they're at a disadvantage.
Yep, off to the races. These tanks are going to be very healthy for a long time early game, but once the records and the cauterizers come online, it's going to be a different story. 45%.
Oh, there we go.
Goes bugzy out of the sky. Now SunCommander and his team have free reign, and poking out this Buck as well, sending him back around the corner, and has the mobility to keep up with him. SunCommander keeping everyone pinned back.
That's right, but Androxus, this is a difficult matchup for Lex. Androxus actually does more damage over time, has the reversal to turn things around. So Lex really has to hit those shots, which is exactly what SunCommander's doing.
If connecting with every shot, he should come out on top. He's really just carrying this team fight, doing a lot of the work there. We'll finally fall, but trading out the kills, it's going to be plenty of work done. 99% Snek are going to come away with this payload. Beautiful stuff there. Very patient team fight from Snek, using all of the HP and mitigation from both of their frontliners to sustain.
And we did neglect to mention that Ruckus can help deal with Drogos. He's not going to really get a kill on him, but he can soften him up.
Sure.
He can throw in some anti-air fire just to make things a little bit more hostile for the aerial jetpack dragon player.
Yikes, so there comes the Dread Serpent comes out as well. There's a lot of low targets in the back here for SunCommander to slay, but Thiel will fall and they will just back up Snek. Don't want to get too aggressive, don't want to give up too many picks here. They want to try and hold here. They don't want to let D69 get a lot of momentum and get the forward zone rolling.
Well, it looks like they're about to let him do just that. eLven takes some damage. But D69, man, they've got a solid position around this first bend. Trying to do the foot flank is Lex, as you would expect. He is a flank character. But he's got to be careful, right? He doesn't have vertical mobility.
Yikes.
He can't go over walls. He's got to go around them.
A lot of damage coming out. A lot of these support players are actually extremely good aimers here. Gerrah and Bird, both very well renowned for what they can do outside of the support character as well as with them. So putting in a lot of damage to Thiel early on in this fight, but the first kill is going to go the way of Snek. bonkar does pick up King Bomb over the top, as we've seen so many times before. And as we've seen so many times before, Laizy whiffs. Now bugzy. Oh, he's actually going to go down. He popped the Dragon Punch just to stall out in the air.
So Laizy forced him off the edge. He was going to hit the kill volume, so he pops the Dragon's Fury. Will die during it. Notice, Dragon's Fury still available.
Yeah, didn't get it off.
Snek needs to be aware that he can use that Dragon Punch one more time.
40 seconds remain here. bugzy goes down immediately coming out of spawn as well. Bomb King has his number. Double kill for Laizy. Make it a triple, looking for the quadra kill, but gerrah's going to be very slippery on this Ying. One more bomb's going to do it. No contest comes out, and D69 falls short on the defense. 50 Shades of Snek will go up 2-0.
It's so interesting the way that Snek does a great job of playing around Laizy's ultimates, even when they don't physically connect with anyone, right? They're always, well, I don't want to say always. There was that one in the, on Bright Marsh, but they always have a result of some kind that's helpful. Thiel, yet again, picking up Master Riding. Fernando will get to the point first, as you would expect from the Mounted Knight. He actually does have a fair bit of credits, but bonkar, man, cauterized 2 plus 690. It's got to be the highest net worth in the game.
Yeah, SunCommander, these Lexes.
Oh, that too.
Ruckuses, they're very, very well.
I mean, bonkar's still got 150 more than SunCommander.
Because he does so much damage, but he's just sitting on the point, racking up credits the entire round as well.
Nutty.
So 3%.
He's a goblin, it makes sense.
Yeah, he is a greedy little fella there. 9% on the point already. Thiel the first one there, like you mentioned, with that Master Riding. The tanks are struggling here a little bit more, so taking more damage. The shields are falling quicker and quicker. We've got 2 wreckers on the side of D69 in this round, punching out with this buck. Shipa will fall, but Laizy will as well. PERDO found the angle here. bugzy starting to get softened up. It looks like he will be okay for the time being. 3 kills coming through for D69.
Yeah, tanks forced back, and now Snek has to get to the point. It's going to be key that Fernando doesn't immediately get dismounted, but so much damage coming out of the fire spit. Fernando does dismount, 78%. They got to get to the point. And Thiel's just going to walk straight there. It's actually a direct hit with the fire spit that does deal increased damage to Ruckus. He'll take more damage from rockets, but bugzy actually misses the follow-up shots. Now Ruckus staying alive through the Ancient Rage, and eLven, he's going to return the point, but now he's missing one of his big assets, finds the kill on the Laizy, and that ultimate is technically used. No refunds. You break it, you buy it, and now the point, man, looks to be going the way of D69.
Overtime has been started. Big headshots from PERDO. Damage combination with Shipa is just too much for Snek to handle. Thiel's going to charge, throw that shield up to eat that reversal damage, but PERDO just chipping away at this. Doesn't have the wrecker, so not going to be super effective there, but Thiel looks like he might take a trip off the map. No, he clips onto the railing. He will be safe for the time being, but Snek on the back foot right now. A lot of ultimates available for D69 to keep this momentum high.
Yeah, they can definitely push it if they want to spend all of their tokens, man, but it could be risky. 2 minutes left. Frog Isle is relatively easy to convert on, especially if PERDO finds 2 kills. He could get more. Reversal's going to keep him alive with just like 10 health, and Lex goes down as well. Zone in the base. Spawn camping time. It's a tournament. There's no time for honor here. Just keep him locked in. Dragon's Fury used for mobility.
Absolutely. bugzy wanted to get in position for this next team fight. 32% will be retained, however, on that ultimate. 12
Did you
seconds.
see PERDO just kill that sticky bomb? That was dope.
Just free pushing. Nice mechanical play there. 12 streak for the Godslayer. Laizy does find the first kill. The second kill goes to bonkar, and Snek coming out swinging here. Don't want to go down just yet. They want to hold this defense. They really, really need it. They will benefit from the defense point and go up 3-1, and that's going to be what they're looking to do.
They gotta hold, right? But 110 is gonna be tough. That's an important kill into PERDO. He's not gonna be up for another 4 seconds. Does have to run back. Poppy Bomb almost takes Elven off the map, but able to charge in the air. Laizy's gonna fall back in 7 as PERDO rejoins his team. And now it's all about D69 finding a way in. They need a route.
They got to move away from this corner as well. eLvenpath's looking for the hook.
That ripened gourd right on that corner is so important, though, right? Like, it just holds that corner so well. And Thiel taken down. I don't know what the extra damage was, but it's the law right between the eyes. Point blank. It'll be enough. Laizy soaring through the air like a blimp, like a big metal blimp.
Like a big metal blimp. The Hindenburg does go down, though. Laizy is sent back to base. bugzy continuing to lay damage into this fight as he stayed alive during that 1v1 fire split. Comes out into the backline and will connect.
Yeah, and it's just going to be Bird trying to hold the point. Pushing the payload cart forward is every so often gerrah gets a foot on it. Dragon's Fury through the air. He's going to go directly for Thiel, who has no choice but to die. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, though, which is important. You always want to trade out that Drogo's ult, as it does put him out of position. gerrah does have his ultimate available, but instead, he and PERDO just going to kill everybody.
Uh-oh, Bird
Nothing
eats
wrong
a
with that.
headshot, goes down. Double kill for PERDO, and D69 are able to tie it up 2-2 here, still with 2 ultimates on the board. Snek have 3 as they come back here. Late game itemization starting to come online.
Man, as I mentioned in a few games back, focusing Lens on Ying, she still doesn't do that much damage in the long run. It's like 1.5 seconds between shots. It's a fairly long refire, especially with the burst nature of the ability. But in that half second where you are shooting, you're dealing the damage of a flank. It's a lot of burst.
Yeah, it is pretty good. We saw gerrah's aim be very important there, putting out a decent amount of damage. It's probably north of like 700 or so.
Yep.
If
you hit all your shots, you're basically an Androxus with bad aim. In terms of damage.
There you go. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
That's very easy to understand.
Yeah, there you go.
So resilience is starting to come through as well for D69, just negating that the King Bomb stun as well as the Dread Serpent. They're hooked out very early. This could be bad for bonkar, but he actually doesn't take any damage there, but his shield eats most of it. There's the Hexafire just to try and find some target. Shipa actually finds his way behind the Goblin and he pays for it. Repulsor Field still could come out, and it will. bugzy's not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage in this fight now. As a result, he's pinned in a corner, trying to take him down. Is he going to go? Lex, SunCommander, is on his case. He's cleaned up everyone else. He's coming around the corner, and he will find it. 39%. And Snek is going to take the full advantage in this round.
Yeah, bonkar's aim is so crazy the way he's tracking those bucks just flying through the air. Unbelievable. But really on Ruckus, that's kind of all you have to think about. You're not moving. You're just standing still, just holding left click. I like to wear goggles when I'm playing Ruckus. It gets me in the field.
Oh my god, Ancient Rage popped by eLvenpath, but 10,000 health. Looked like nothing as Snek just shred him down in a matter of seconds. 99% overtime has been started. D69, bugzy goes down as well. gerrah's the only one still here. He does trade out with Laizy, but it's just too little too late. SunCommander goes down to a Goomba Stomp, but again, payload already gone the way of 50 Shades of Snek, and if the 100% conversion rate keeps up, this game will be over in this round.
Well, they got 2 minutes to do it. Thiel's taking some damage, but he healed back up. One of the advantages of Maldamba is as he gets Chronos online, starts to heal a bit faster, he can actually stack Mending Spirits on his allies, so they are healing for more than just the regular health per second per shot.
Wow.
See that there, Thiel healing up very quickly as SunCommander finds a kill onto gerrah, the rare Ying death, as she is so mobile. And now bugzy, he didn't have anywhere to go.
He's caught out without thrust there. SunCommander easily able to clean that one up. 3 members of D69 holding up near the spawn. The payload still has a long way to go, so this is fine that D69 lost this team fight for now, but they can't afford many more losses like it.
Look at that healing from Thiel. Almost nothing thanks to Cauterize. Didn't have his shield to get rid of those shots and hold his ground for now. Throwing out the stun snakes is Bird, but now he's in a corner. He can immune some damage for a second. but that's all he gets.
2 kills already going the way of D69, surging forward as Snek fall back as fast as their legs will carry him. Thiel hasn't even gotten off his horse yet. He knows this fight is over. Does have the master riding, so once they decide to put the pedal to the metal here, he can break off for the races. He'll take some new positioning here, but bugzy is aware of it. Going to continue to fall back. Going to try to keep him off his horse for as long as he can. Salvo comes out.
He didn't get dismounted. I think he got around.
He made it all the way there, it looks like. Wreckers, though, just destroying that Fernando shield. One around the corner. It's not going to be enough. Thiel will live for the time being.
He'll get healed up as Laizy goes for the ult. We'll find a kill. So it's 1-for-1 trade, but SunCommander, he's looking for more, finds eLvenpath. That's going to help. And no one respects the laws. It won't hit anything. bonkar holding his ground on the ruckus. Nice damage from the Spitfire salvo combination.
Another one coming out. Masterful might throw Thiel off the map, but no, he clears the gap. He will pay for his life shortly here. The Immortal actually does come out. Thiel has a chance to live now. One more Fire Spit's going to do it, sending him back to base. Shipa finds Bird as well. SunCommander is going to go down to bugzy. Got to pay attention to that. Fire Spit isn't going to clean up SunCommander, but bugzy will, gerrah is going to trade out with bonkar here on the low ground. 10 seconds remain. I don't think anyone from Snek's going to be able to make it back unless Thiel can weave his way through the map, but Shipa's there to dismount him.
Yeah, you really can't get past a buck. He's going to hit you with one of his pellets, but that Immortal, it's really hard for Fernando to charge his mount, charge his ultimate.
It is. So it's based on just doing damage.
It didn't do anything.
Yeah. It saved his own life for just a matter of seconds. He died.
That might be what costs him the game.
So 3-3 scenario here. A lot of resilience coming online as well as some other yellow items.
Yeah, I mean, we got the master ridings just to get to the point first. So important when it's tied 3-3. So a lot of master riding coming out from D69. As I said, Thiel doesn't have his Immortal. That's going to make things difficult. Basically, they've got to hit a big Dread Serpent, and they've got to kill everybody in the space of it. That's not going to really do too well with all
the resilience.
10 resilience.
This is the exact scenario in which they lost the Master's Land. 50 Shades of Snek kind of got a little bit put in a corner as their comp relied heavily on the CC provided by ultimates and abilities, but just the resilience from D69 it was just too strong. There it is. The resilience pops him out of it in half a second, but it is going to be good enough. 2 kills already coming through for 50 Shades of Snek, but that's a huge Fire Spit. It's going to put a lot of damage into 50 Shades of Snek. Bugzy struggling to stay alive right now. One more Fire Spit's going to do it.
He gets him.
But SunCommander cuts it off before it can explode.
All right, so this is the alternate strategy to the Thiel kills everybody, or Laizy kills everybody. This is SunCommander kills everybody.
And this Lex is going to be so important to this matchup. Shutting down bugzy is the only thing that's going to give 50 Shades of Snek room to operate and continue to carry this damage through these fights. eLvenpath has to get it on this point. He can't give up too much more. Big stun there. Doesn't come in a kill. Bugzy's coming through, trying to get it. He's going to land the Dragon Punch. He's trying to trade out with it. He will pay for it with his life. And now the members of Snek are extremely low. 3 kills come through for D69. They're now in total control of the point.
And Ying does have her ultimate available. That's going to beef everybody up. It is global. So D69 pushes forward. They can zone. They've still got healing. When Ying pops her ultimate, it's going to spawn a healing area at every enemy. Think it like, or every ally. Think of it like a Grok totem. But Thiel gets to the point. Yet again, he's just so sneaky. Not going to last for too long as eLvenpath does take him down, but he'll fall to SunCommander. PERDO in the back. Reversal just barely keeping him alive, but not for long enough. 66 to 96, and it looks like Snek has an opportunity, especially with Laizy coming around the side. His ultimate, it's ready yet again. Up in the air, not able to find the kill on a bugzy, but bugzy's pushed back. Gerrah full on health, trying to heal up his team. It's getting very, very close.
Down to the wire here. Big ultimates need to come through. King Bomb's rolling in. It's going to get the stun onto Shipa, but no kills off the back of it. PERDO starting to swing this fight in the way of D69, cleaning up kill after kill after kill. Bonkar's the only one left here. He goes down as well. SunCommander's going to try to get there, but it's just not enough. Snek run out of fuel, and D69 take game number 1.
They held that corner with such courage, right? They're just like, all right, we're going to back up, and it's going to be okay. Let it ride out to 93, and then go in, because we've got the respawns. It was absolutely beautiful. And I think part of it is that, you know, Bomb King's been really in play for about a month and a half since he got his lag compensation, right?
Jesus, yeah.
And people are used to the accelerant flying through the air Bomb King ult now.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise anyone
and
anymore.
Resilience, you know.
And with resilience, it's really just about that 3k damage. He can get 1 kill off the back of it. And then you
Gerrah,
kill
man.
him, right?
42 and 5 with 72,000 damage on Ying, tied for the most eliminations, and had
Did
one of the
more
higher
damage
credit
than
scores.
Buck.
He did more damage than Buck
Yep.
and Makoa. The burst damage with the focusing lens Ying is immense, and especially when you've
And
got
he's
aim
so
as
hard
good
to
as Gerrah.
kill that people
Exactly.
don't even try.
Yeah,
You just kill everybody else first, then you're like, all right,
Yeah.
well, Ying's here.
but she's been cranking down on you the
So
whole
good.
time with the mirror, ready to head to the champion draft. You can see the map screen where game number 2 will be played. It will be Serpent Beach. Both teams very strong, kind of on every map that they're used to playing here. So these games are very close in the draft phase. So if any team can come away with a slight advantage, it's going to be very, very good, as they are so evenly matched when it comes to being on the battlefield.
Honestly, I just don't think Maldamba's a good choice against D69, right? They're gonna get resilience,
Yeah.
and then your ultimate's gonna do
Nada.
barely anything.
Nada, nada.
Snek is good enough to get kills in that half second, because there is a half second floor on all CC.
Sure.
Any less, it's gonna feel like lag or a bug, so there is a minimum. But it's not enough to really be that same big team fight ultimate. So it's either gotta be an early game win with the big CC, or it's gotta be a different pick.
Snek, take the Makoa first pick.
Always.
D69 going to answer with the Bomb King here, I think for a couple of reasons. You know, the high ground control is obviously important.
Yeah.
But they know Snek doesn't really like the Drogos as much as the Bomb King, and these two characters can kind of fill similar-ish roles. So they're going to go ahead and take the Bomb King first and just give Drogos up if Snek want to take it. Like I said, they're not traditionally known for, you know, being super in love with this character.
And Drox is for PERDO. That's all you have to
That
say.
is what it do.
Cassie picked up for the damage. We still haven't really seen a big highlight reel Cassie play with the incitement, exaction, reset, roll, reset, roll, reset, roll, reset, kill everybody. Maybe players are just getting too mature to really let that happen.
It's hard to find that window at this level of
It
play
is.
to just wipe everybody. They could go for the Buck here. I know they really do like it. Maybe they're going to say, yeah, they're going to save their last pick just to counter out with the Ruckus is the sole frontliner for the time being.
Solo
Snek.
Ruckus, though, with only a Ying healer, I feel like he's just going to die.
The Buck is picked up. No Drogos just yet. It could come out still, however, but it will be Eevee. So that's a
Double
decent
flank
answer.
and a Cassie. Makes sense, though. I mean, D69 haven't really built a strong front line for themselves.
Yeah. So they're just going to have that Makoa. They have to be able to just capitalize off the back of that Dredge Anchor. And it's a good strategy to go for, but D69, with all those flankers picked up, they're going to pivot into more point fight here where the flankers aren't quite as strong.
I mean, I think what it comes down to is Buck and Eevee have to just farm Bomb King and Androxus.
That's all.
Right? And if they don't farm them, I don't know how Snake's going to do it, man.
So,
Well, Ripen Gourd on Bird, as we have seen every game today. Exaction on Cassie, Wormhole on Eevee, Bounce House Buck, and Pluck Makoa.
so for D69 here, up 1 game to nothing. Accelerant Bomb King will be the selection here. Aerial Assault for eLvenpath's Ruckus. He loves that mobility. Darkstalker will provide a lot of mobility to PERDO as well. Shipa actually going for the Fortify for the first time today on a Barrack. And Focusing Lens, once again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. For Gerrah's Ying.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see that people, just with the way people are playing, they're not getting as much value out of the split healing from Lifelike for Ying. So
Yeah. One thing I heard was basically your clone's spot healing one target is often more valuable than, because that's how pro players, you know, fight. They call out one target that's low, the person that they're prioritizing. So the higher single target healing can be more valuable.
Oh, there's Laizy trying to fly away. He is low, but it looks like Gerrah's even lower. Laizy healing up. Did go for the heal on the ice block.
Surging forward, just leaving out the backline to dry, quite frankly. The Barrack just sitting on the point the whole time, however. So 45% captured for D69. They got to win this fight quickly because they are losing capture point by the second. D69 already at 69%.
And Thiel loses this fight. Like, there is no world in which Makoa can deal with Barrack Ruckus on the point. By himself anyway, right?
So just
he's
tanks.
got to work the pluck.
Look at
He's
this.
got to get the kills.
96%, and Barrack hasn't left the point the entire time. He might go down now, but it will be Buck that actually has to surrender his life, and D69 are in a really good spot here as overtime does start. Thiel's the only one left alive. Cassie's going to try to get it done, but Thiel goes down. No tank here to stall. The Eevee could do that job for a little while longer. She's going to go into the ice block, resetting that overtime as many times as possible, blinking up into the air. Snek are going to be very hard pressed to stabilize here.
But overtime is going to get shorter and shorter and shorter. So, I don't know. Like, it was a 5v3 in the backline, and Snek won that.
But it took
But
them
it
way
was
too
slow,
long.
and it wasn't clean.
Yeah, and so as a result, they lost, 60% of the
Hey,
point.
they lost the objective, which is what counts.
Yeah, that's how you win the game here. So D69 come away with the first payload, continue to move forward. Laizy's getting picked again on his EVs. The first performance on it wasn't really stellar, and we've yet to see the light of day with it this time around either. The wormhole playstyle just kind of as a whole sort of fell off around the time that the legendaries came into the game, and he's never been able to quite get his rhythm back with the character since.
Well, he got his rhythm with that kill. A good pick onto bugzy, and that's what needs to happen. Bugzy has to die, and in that early fight, right, the 5v3 in the back line.
What a flick.
Yeah, that was good.
That 180 is just muscle memory. Look at that. Absolute precision from PERDO on this Androxys. He's done it so many times before.
It's the love gun. Throws
the hands up into the air, and Laizy's going to capitalize on that kill. Birds finds eLvenpath as well. King Bomb is here. Try and drive this one home. Buck in his face, but Bomb King doesn't need great aim. He just has to keep blowing up those bombs. Dome Shield comes down, and the boys of Snek are falling one by one. He's just ignoring this
just
Buck.
Not dying.
He
Buck
just ignored.
Yeah. He just didn't do enough damage. SunCommander, I don't know. Like, was he missing that close,
I doubt it.
Is it just that Bomb King's kind of fat and Buck kind of doesn't do that much damage?
Ying's putting out a lot of healing as well. He's only got cauterized one online, and that's just not the case for D69. They are way ahead in the credit department.
This is going to be tough for Snek to come back. It is 1-0 in the set, 2-0 in the game.
5 cauterized 2s already. What can Bird do?
He can pray, and he can ult. Laizy, though, he's gotta kill bugzy. That's what it comes down to. If bugzy doesn't die, you're not gonna see Snek succeed.
It's so difficult, though, for E because she is just raw two-shotted by this Bomb King without any sort of blast damage reduction, which could come out later in the game, but frankly, he just can't afford it right now. Had to go into the Master Running. He's trying to get in the back line. One more shot's going to do it, but actually tried to go for the defensive Poppy Bomb just to knock the EV away. Starting to receive some healing. Illusory Rift is going to be popped by Ying, and no kills have fallen just yet.
But that's the key. Bugsy's not dead. Now he's on the point. He's going to ult, wait for Bird to use his Slither, find a kill. Nice and clean. Laizy falls as well, taken down by those turrets. Thiel forced to back off on Makoa, and this just, I don't know, man. It all seems prescribed. It all seems like this is, it feels like this just isn't even,
it's like,
it's all tactics.
So you look at Cassie, you look at Eevee, you look at Buck, those are all kind of second rate at what they do. They're not been traditionally the high prioritizations for their respective roles. There's the 1-2 punch. That's what we're talking about. This makes it so difficult for Eevee to bring down this Bomb King. Thiel ripping away at Shipa, but he's not even able to get it done. He just gets destroyed by the ruckus damage coming through, and the Buck isn't able to do much either as SunCommander goes down. The next payload of the game goes the way of D69.
It just feels like D69 is on a different level strategically where they don't even have to outshoot Snek. Sure, I think they actually are doing that. They're landing more shots and landing them when they count. But they're all standing in the right places, and as a result, strategically, Snek is ending up in positions where they just cannot come out on top.
I mean, it's kind of an awkward draft as well. They Snek last pick Eevee and they last pick Buck. Those are their final 2 picks. And then those are 2 kind of like second-rate flankers, right? And then D69 just pick up the barrack. They just pivot perfectly around the draft and go into something tankier. And there's not much this Buck or this Eevee can do. They just have no targets.
And I mean, it sort of feels like eLvenpath is such a good tank player that, you can take someone like Shipa, who is a great flex player, but I would say is predominantly a DPS, and Elven can just cover for him and deal with all of the main tank jobs, so Shipa can just sort of still do damage just as a beefy dwarf.
Triple kill coming out there. Is it enough to stabilize here? Very narrowly going to convert here, but eLvenpath, the only one left alive. He will fall, but D69 have a minute plus to move
go
this
1
payload
foot.
an inch.
Yeah.
Somebody has to be babysitting this payload at all times.
Yeah, and it's a little awkward, right? Because as a Makoa, you want to move forward, you want to look for plucks. So I guess maybe it's Maldamba that's sitting on it, but his escape is Slither. That's going to move him off of the payload. It's not a good situation. I think this is exactly one of the things that Snek's draft doesn't do well, and D69 have yet again put him in that position. They're moving forward. Thiel, he's in the Ancient Rage, but his health is dropping. Able to find 1 kill on a gerrah, and that'll definitely help. But it's going to be the dome turret, and it's going to be the kill on the Thiel.
They're all forced to get under the dome shield just to contest the payload. Kills are trading out either way, but Laizy's the only one left here against bugzy. The 1v1 for the game. Who's going to come out on top? bonking's looking for it. He gets it up in the air, but the respawns come through, but that was still a pretty hype 1v1.
That was pretty
for the
good.
Game.
That was pretty good, yeah. Here's the respawns. Gerrah had to move away with Dimensional Link. PERDO is in the area. 2 seconds left. It's going to be a hold. Really by the skin of their teeth. I guess overtime, right? You do have actually eLvenpath's ultimate coming out, and it looks like D69 is going to try and buy this win. It is a little risky to use all their ultimates here. Laizy, last man alive, he can buy a fair amount of time in the air, but bonking able to get him with that AoE. D69 able to close the game. Now up 2-0.
To nothing. All they needed was that overtime. Huge Hexifier from eLvenpath as well. Finds 2 kills.
Yeah.
Drives the payload home. That's going to be it. Went on over to the scoreboard screen to see the damage or lack thereof on some of these stats. And as you can see, as it comes up now, a little bit of a struggle there.
bonkar did a lot of damage, but Laizy and SunCommander, man, I'm not seeing it.
The buck the whole day to me. I mean, it's been good on this map in general, but just not hitting the mark a lot of times for me today.
Really, at this level of play, Eevee and Buck are disrupting more than they're like killing and confirming kills.
That doesn't really work
damage.
against double frontliners, right? When you're just standing when you're a double frontliner, you're just trying to stand on the point and just be there longer than them.
Yeah.
You can't disrupt that. Like, I mean, they'll just kind of like watch you fly around, but at the end of the day, they're still standing on the objective. They're still capturing every payload.
Shipa doesn't even have to aim. He's got turrets.
Yeah.
Right?
Architect. Well, he had fortified that game, so
he
had to aim a little bit.
But still, the turrets are going to do a lot of the work.
Aiming's what he does best. Jaguar Falls, that's where game number 3 is going to be played. Hopefully a little bit stronger in the draft phase this time around. 50 Shades of Snek have one more chance to turn this one around.
I want to see the Ceres, man. I don't think Maldamba's working.
Yeah, especially not against a team like D69 that is super comfortable. They're happy to pick up resilience. And, you know, they got the Cauterize 2 online, you know, so early. That past healing, that's really what Maldamba brings to the table, is the stuns, the crowd control.
Well, let's take a look. Let's see what it is. I'm going to bet Makoa first pick. For D69, eLvenpath just loves his turtle. He actually has a turtle.
How do you do it? Does he have a turtle?
Yeah, he does. He has a turtle. It's cute.
I didn't know
you
they
should
had
tweet
turtles
at
in
him.
Russia.
Yeah, they do. They do. They have Makoa.
They have Makoas.
Yep.
It's cold there, I'm sure.
You know what the
is
word
all
for
of Russia is all of Russia cold, or is there
I
like
have no idea. You know what the Russian word for turtle
south
is?
Of France, the south of Russia.
It's Makoa. Actually, that's the word for turtle. Yeah, I speak Russian. I would know.
That's how he got his name.
All right, so Ruckus and Makoa picked up for double frontline. It's Jaguar Falls.
Yep, double tank, very strong on Jaguar Falls. It's very tight knit. They also got the Drogos, but the Bomb King filling that kind of similar role. Going to be pretty good as well. The Androx is picked up as well. It's a good answer. Victor is a very strong answer as well to shutting down Drogos as well as shredding tanks. So for the first time today, Victor seems like he's more of an NA pick right now, but I like that Snek are trying something different in the draft. They're going to something new, something that is not Buck.
Yeah, definitely. Well, D69 still has an opportunity to pick the big bald Buck. They're going to go with Lex instead, relying on ground flanking to deal with Victor. And Victor does lose that fight, right? Lex walks up to Victor in a bar.
Yeah.
Victor loses the bar fight.
I mean, so it's going to be PERDO. So the caveat here is Lex hitting all the shots, obviously. Both characters hitting all their shots. Lex is going to probably come out on top of Victor.
You got to assume that Lex gets the first shot, too, right?
Sure.
Like, he's a flank. He's probably going to walk up behind him, surprise him.
Yeah, and Bomb King's really the only one that can kind of go toe-to-toe with Lex. But, you know, a lot of things can happen.
Bomb King, man, he's just a math problem.
Yeah,
he just goes in your face. He's like, all right, I got big bombs.
You have X amount of time left to live. Good luck.
Yeah.
bugzy on his famous Drogos here for D69, up 2-0, looking to put away their rivals. 50 Shades of Snek pluck for eLvenpath's Makoa, focusing lens for gerrah's Ying, Death Hastens for PERDO's Lex, Flux Generator for Shipa's Ruckus.
On the other side is going to be Accelerant Bomb King, as usual. Ripen Gourd on Maldamba, Gunnery on Victor, Scorch on Thiel, and Darkstalker on SunCommander. bugzy running Combustible. I think the Scorch is just because he sort of realized that his shield's not going to last.
No, definitely not.
So just get something else.
I like it. You know, they've already got 2 wreckers online. Thiel's probably just like, nah. He is the sole frontliner as well, so, I mean, you can go either way. You can try to go full defensive and be that solo frontliner, or just be the kind of hybrid-y, get in the back line, get in your face tank that Fernando can transition very well into being. The fight's breaking out here. No kills just yet. There's the first shot. It's going to be big. The reversal does catch and get him healed up. It's going to be very difficult to win this matchup. The Bomb King is the one who's putting in the hurt right now. Thiel sneaking around the back line. First blood has already gone the way of bugzy, however, and now Thiel, he's in a bit of a rough spot because his team is on the back foot.
PERDO at about half health, getting healed up occasionally by Ying, as Maldamba moving through the front, drops that gourd, gonna slow down PERDO, but PERDO's getting really good damage here. Laizy coming through, tries to find the shots, but man, the flick and the kill. Loving this play. And now it's Revolver versus Magnum.
And this is D69's almost hallmark at this point. They're taking the fight from the objective. So win or lose, you know, they're getting 50 to 60%. And when they win, they get the the payload directly after the win.
Can we see the damage numbers right now? Because I think it's going to be like all PERDO. No, Bomb King, man.
Close.
I guess just pumping the damage into the double tanks is what happened. And that's all it was. Do damage to the tanks get healed up by Ying, but there are no kills coming through. There's nothing getting confirmed. The tanks are able to rotate around their defenses and stay alive.
Pretty close in contention there. Is actually pulling ahead as well. But it's the start of the game. Everybody's pretty close right now. 2 minutes remain on the push. SunCommander finds 2 kills. Laizy gets 1 as well, and D69, they got it back on up.
Back on up. bugzy low on health. This would be a nice kill if they got...
Oh! Styling on him.
That was good.
Scorch, boys.
All right. You know, maybe they lose this game, but they still won that.
At least we got that one going for us. So a minute 40 remains as the respawns do start to come through. A couple of key ultimates online as well for Snek. We got the King Bomb, the Barrage, and the Accursed Arm.
I mean, the ultimate combos here are pretty freaking good, right? Dread Serpent or King Bomb into Barrage is going to kill basically everybody. And Barrage is fantastic against tanks, but SunCommander going down, getting caught out. Backing up is Snek. They need to hold at the choke points, but Thiel's getting chased down. He's going to get healed back up. It's Laizy.
Bugzy comes out on top of that one. Laizy was pretty hurt at the start of that one.
Press F to pay your respects.
Yes, absolutely. A minute remain here. The payload is about to break the face. That's a long distance hook onto Bird. He's got no slither available to him. He's going to throw the gourd down. He knows he's getting pushed on. He has to pop his ultimate just to stay alive. The barrage comes out in response, but no kills are being found from all these ultimates spent from Snek. The King Bomb comes out. Finally, a first kill comes through for the boys of Team Snek. Bonkar finds Shipa. There's a long-range shot from Bird. Take down eLvenpath as well. Bugzy will get a nice fire spit onto Laizy to clean him up. Dragon Punch is ready. Could take out Thiel here, but doesn't feel the need to. As this team fight could go the way of D69. Still slowly but surely chipping away at everyone. Another fire spit's going to take down
Bird. Dodge that one, Bird.
In the small room, and now he's still sitting on the Dragon Punch to try and drive this one home, but they won't even need it.
Won't even need it.
How did that happen just out of nowhere? I felt like the fight was over, and then it
was over, and then Bugzy hit like 4 fire spits.
And then, hey, we can win this round, actually.
Yep, it's just,
turn up.
We killed everybody.
Oh, turn up.
But really, it was the 3 ultimates blown, right? The Bomb King, the Dread Serpent, and the Barrage.
For those.
Literally like 1 kill for 3 ults. That's not a good trade. And now up 2-0. In the game, up 2-0 in the set. It's a best of 5 overall, but 4 will win this game.
Resilience is coming out for D69, and they have every single ultimate except for Illusory Rift there. So they find the conversion without spending a single ultimate. Snek spend everything they've got except Immortal, and they still were not able to
I think at this point, man, D69 is just saying, listen, all you've got is Dread Serpent, and we just buy Resilience and then we don't care. They're looking for a kill. Yeah, take the Bird. It's not a it's a 1 for 0, right? So
yeah, double kill now for Bugzy as he finds Bonkar out at half health. PERDO takes Thiel out deep in the back line. So a little bit of a split team fight coming out here. Laizy's all the way in the back. They're so split up. They are splintered right now, and that's exactly what you cannot be against a double tank composition that is just content to sit exactly where they are. You've got nothing to break up the clump.
Yeah, I mean, you can surround them. That's all well and good, but you can't really split up like that. Maldamba trying to hold the point. It was a good time to Mortal, but the Law is just going to be not really useful there. Meldama going down, Thiel very low, 99 to 0, barrage point blank. It seems like Snake is tilted,
Snek is getting slammed
they're falling
right now.
apart.
They are getting slammed in these team fights. They are not getting much done. Their ultimates aren't hitting home. Victor Barrage wasn't able to get a lot done. Even if it did, I mean, he was basically the last one there, him and SunCommander. I don't know if they would have been able to take that back regardless. bugzy's already back to 70% on his Dragon Punch after punching Bird in the mouth. 3-0. D69 looking strong.
I think it's got to be back to the drawing board for next week for Snek. Either that, or they get a miracle this game, and then they just play a different style. I don't know what it is, but they got to try something else, because D69 is ready for what Snek is serving up.
I mean, D69's roster has been so stable. They've been playing together for so long. There is, I think, a lot of value in that. Whereas Snek have, it's only been one roster swap, but they've made it frequently. It was Spunky, and then it was Lemonade, and then he was gone for lots of SunCommander in. So now they've got kind of a stable roster. So they got to, you know, second place is going to be enough to qualify them for a DreamHack. But I'm sure they want to find the win if they're able to get there. And they have to find stability and strength with this 5-man roster. And I hope they just find, you know, an opportunity just to stick with it and become that team that they used to be.
Absolutely. I really want to see Snek perform well, but right now I think it's just D69 being dominant in the EU scene. On the point, it's eLvenpath dropping that half shell, and Victor, he's doing some decent damage, but Makoa will fall. Snek able to hold. There's a minute left for the payload to go not very far. bugzy taken out from range.
Shuts down that 11 streak, so 36% ultimate charge gain for Laizy as a result of that kill. It's going to be a decent boon there. They have a couple of ultimates coming up to try and hold this one out. Poking from a long distance, so I want to keep everyone dismounted. D69 have, you know, time for probably one more shot at getting this conversion.
I mean, it's possible still. They just got to get in there.
Taking a lot of damage already, though, is this Ruckus from SunCommander. The Accursed Arm is available. Looking for a good angle on bugzy. He's been doing a lot of the damage in these team fights. Has the perfect angle on him. The 1v1 is starting here, but immediately a lot of reinforcements come back to defend the Dragon.
The thing about that is it was a good angle, but it wasn't the right range. And Droxus wants to be a little bit closer, and then I think he'd have been able to confirm that kill and actually chase with his dashes, get over the wall or something.
That and the police came in real hot
to they called the cops.
To defend bugzy there. A couple kills coming through at the very end.
You gotta defend your fearless leader.
For Snek, that's true.
Yep.
Captain is the key. But these guys, actually, we learned this about them at the Masters Land. Their comms are very quiet. They're pretty much, they just call out targets where, when. They don't say, like, we need a lot of help here. They're not super vocal. And
one of those psychic teams.
Yeah, and part of that is, you know, they have been playing together for so long. They kind of know how each player is going to behave. They don't need to clutter comms to get that message across, and it's brought a lot of value to kind of their team success.
Yeah, I think one of the importance of growing comms as a team as you're working with them and as you're growing is, first you go high and you communicate too much, and then you pare it down.
Until you find that sweet spot.
Right, but you don't want to just be a team that doesn't have comms. That's not going to work. Biggest thing, probably calling CC. That's a big pull onto Thiel, and it's going to result in at least Immortal getting dropped out. PERDO, though, finds himself in trouble as he tries to use the Law, but the Law did not win.
That is a phenomenal Immortal, keeping everyone alive through both Dragon Punch and the Law. Thiel escaped with his life for a time being, but Gerrah, this pinpoint Ying, is starting to carry this team fight a little bit too much, and D69 somehow, some way, again, come away with this fight. 27% and climbing on the point. 50 Shades of Snek, again, going to be on the back foot here, trying to find a way in against double frontline.
Still going to be tough, man. 57%. Laizy is going through the air. Drops the Grumpy. Doesn't have the ultimate, though. In the building, it's Thiel in a 1v3. He's going to drop to half health, but will stay alive as Elven has actually fallen, but holding the front line, still got Ruckus.
Bomb King putting a lot of damage in there. PERDO finds Thiel. Dread Serpent comes out on the point. D69 give up the positioning here, but they are still finding kills. 2 more answered back from Snek. They're trying to find Gerrah here, but he is so slippery. SunCommander will pin him to the wall, though, as he tries to dimensional link and scoot out.
But
Overtime
someone's got to get on the point.
Has been started. eLvenpath and bugzy, the only one here. Big Fire Spit's going to knock everyone from Burrito up. Still has the Ancient Rage. eLvenpath buying a ton of time. No one is shooting bugzy here. They've got 3 members that can counter him out, but they're just just trying to chew through all of eLvenpath's HP. eLvenpath has now bought the time for the reinforcements to come through for D69, but the ultimates from Snek are still carrying this fight. Big salvo into the backline. bugzy with a double kill. Has the Dragon Punch here, the cherry on top.
Wow.
Won't even need it. Flawless fight from the captain.
You know, the highlight reel,
That's why you kill
makes
bugzy.
it look really easy when nobody's shooting at you.
That's the dynamic.
He played that perfectly, but I think Snek had two options, and they picked the middle of the two. You either kill eLvenpath immediately,
Yeah, they
or
can't, because
you
he's
kill-
on the point capturing, right? They can't
Right.
leave him alive. It's a rough spot to be
you
in.
kill bugzy as fast as possible. But the problem was Elven didn't die quickly,
No, he
so
bought
they
so much
they
time.
contested so much time. Everyone came back, and bugzy was able to just do damage that whole time. It was the worst of both worlds. It is going to be 3-0 in favor of D69. Absolutely clean this weekend.
That's really funny that was such a long stall.
Yeah.
And eLvenpath only has 43 objective time, and that felt like that was all 43 seconds of it, just buying time,
Yeah.
teeing up that team fight, and bugzy just knocked
But,
it
I mean,
out
look
of
at
the
the
park.
objective time overall. 167 on Shipa, 28 on Thiel. They just
Yeah.
didn't even have a chance to contest. And here's the thing about Fernando's shield. The more shielding he has, usually the more wrecked he's getting.
Yeah.
Right? Because that just means you're putting up your shield, running away, putting up your shield, dying. And that's without Aegis. So it's a 15-second cooldown. It has, let's round up, 10,000 health, right?
Sure.
So he casted, what, 12 full shields? I mean, I don't know. It's crazy.
He
A lot
gets
of damage
blasted
going to
there.
that tank.
So, gonna head on over to the bracket, take a little look back here at the day and standings as well. So this is the first weekend of the open bracket phase of the qualifiers for that summer premiere at DreamHack District 69. Almost flawlessly making their way. So Flashpoint were able to take a game off the boys of D69.
Wow.
However, Snek were not.
Yeah, I mean, that's impressive. I'd love to see what Flashpoint can do in the future. Maybe, you know, going through...
Europe's talent is really deep right now. I'll tell you what. They are scary. This is a scary, scary region here.
If Flashpoint can find themselves on the bottom side of the bracket, you know, up against WASD or Snek, they could probably do really well.
Yep, so here's the standings, guys, after day one. D69 will take the lion's share here with 100 points, as they did place first. 50 Shades of Snek in second with 60, WASD with 40, Wolves with 25, and then the rest of the squad there with 10 points. That's going to be it for today, guys. But don't forget, console has gone into open beta. Whether you're a PS4 player, whether you're an Xbox player, it's free now. Everybody can just hop in,
Hop on
have
and
a good
play.
time. That's
Check
gonna
it
be
out.
a really good portion of what we like to do here. And that's going to be it for day number one here in Europe. We do have NA coming for you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. My name's Pretty Hair. Kret, thank you for joining me. I will see you tomorrow, my man.
See you.
Thank you guys so much. I mean, he's not here, but